Hello everybody, today I'm here with another team video for Disney Heroes Battle Mode, and we're moving on to the blue team. I do really want to do the purple team, but I just felt like we should do the blue one next after red. Kind of the two most popular colors, and then purple would be a good one after that one because red combining with blue makes purple, so probably next time we will do purple. We might do a few different teams in between that, but for now we are doing the next color. And I think Stitch is a pretty good one to start off with. He's almost entirely blue, other than his gun and his ears. And I very much considered doing another poll, but we've seen how the polls have gone in the past, so I decided to just choose this one myself. And I think I've got some pretty good characters. I almost chose Chief Bogo, I almost chose Sully and Boo. Genie was pretty much a necessity, just look how blue he is. And there are a few other characters that are just entirely blue, basically, who are like, that's kind of the idea behind this, really, is to just get characters that represent blue the most, because some characters have blue on them and are mostly blue, like Ian for example, or Donald Duck, but they have other colors like white or red that just really contrast with the blue. I feel like I've missed some, but I know there's some towards the bottom as well. We got Sadness as well, who has a good amount of white, but I mean, I think all of the Inside Out characters will probably be part of the color series, just because they're pretty much based on that one color. Really, the only one that messes it up is Joy, who's got blue hair, and that's going to be really distracting, but I probably will still go with her. So we still have, okay, I know one, I don't know exactly what, oh, and Jasmine is another one, which I was a little wary on choosing because the blue isn't the direct blue I would think of. It's kind of close to teal in a way, maybe closer to cyan I guess, but that is a shade of blue, and her outfit is entirely blue. So I thought in the end that would be one of the better picks. Reasons I didn't go for like Sully or Chief Bogo is because I felt like Chief Bogo could work better for the gray one if I ever do gray, and Sully had a lot of purple in them. Now Merlin again is kind of a washed out blue, it's kind of more pale, but his entire outfit is blue. So again, another one that's like, it's not the blue I would think of. Genie's really the blue I would think of. I guess it's pretty close to Stitch, so in a way I think it'll work out. And I have not looked at all of them together yet, so hopefully they look really nice all lined up. So let's go into a battle here. And going into our usual chapter 17. Just start on a random one here. We don't have any of them on here. There's the villains team. So I already forget. I'm sure I'll find him. Another one like Hades. He's got a lot of black, which kind of made me not want to choose him as well, and maybe save him for the black color, for the black team. I don't know how many, like Mickey Mouse would work good for the black color as well. We've got Merlin here, who does not look blue like at all in his image, but like I said, his whole outfit is the same color. And Sadness, I think, is lower down. I might have passed already. There she is. And Jasmine, wherever Jasmine is at. There we go. So I think Jasmine is the one that stands out the most. Like, say we put in Ian instead. Just there's a lot of red going on. I don't think we should choose Ian. I mean, it looks good. I feel like Jasmine is kind of ruining it in a way, but everyone else looks really good. Frozone? I feel like he would work better for... Well, I think I'd rather go with Frozone. We've kind of got like a white and blue theming going on here. So I apologize to Jasmine, but I think I'd rather go with Frozone. Is there any other character? I just feel like he meshes better with everyone here. I always do that, don't I? Where I choose a character and then I change it out. I don't think there's anyone better. So this is what we're gonna go with. Maybe we could switch out Jasmine later just for the heck of it. But these are the 5 that I want, and really it's just like Frozone is the one that maybe is the least, even though like Merlin has a pretty white beard, and really everyone but Stitch has white on them. So I don't know. I think it works out. We'll just start and let's see what happens. Stitch is the strongest one here. I don't know if he'll live the longest, but we really just need to see what the team does as a whole. We've got some healing going on from somebody. I never remember what anyone does, so it's kind of just me trying to remember. Obviously Frozone is freezing the enemies, which can help the team in the long run, not just himself. I think Sadness traps someone in a circle. Is that true? Are they forced to stay within that circle? I'm not 100% on that. She also goes in that rain cloud. We're gonna lose this one, but yeah, I think they're forced to stay in that circle, which is cool. Can they not attack while they're in the circle as well? Alright, well, Sadness did it. I'm very surprised by that. Okay. Well, so far so good. Maybe we should go in a little bit an easier one. We might have to change chapters as well. I feel like I never bring in Merlin, so I thought this was a good opportunity to bring in Merlin. As I look at him, he kind of seems more gray in a way. He's definitely got a blue tint at the very least, but it's leaning towards gray. And it's pretty close to Stitch, which is why I think it's okay. But maybe he would have worked with gray a little bit better. I don't know. Am I colorblind? Let me know in the comments. I say let's just like halfway through we bring in Jasmine, just for those of you who want to see Jasmine. And just to switch things up, I suppose. But I do like the idea of Frozone freezing the enemies. It's kind of just stalling them for us to get a better chance to attack. Like I said, there was some healing going on. I don't know who specifically was healing, and if it was just themselves, healing themselves. We have that Sadness status effect you can see on him. We've got some defense on Merlin. I think it might be Genie doing it, and he gets like a random thing from that slot machine move. I'm not 100% on that, but it would make sense for the slot machine thing to do random things each time. I think there's like 3 different things it could do, possibly. I don't want to wait around for Sadness. Let's just go to a different one. So, after this one, we'll switch out to Jasmine as well. I mean, for the most part, they're doing pretty well. Genie seems to be dying the quickest. I don't know what that means overall for the team, but most of them are attackers, I would say. Frozone, can Frozone make himself invisible? I know so little about his characters. Is that another thing that Genie is randomly doing, or can Frozone do that himself? I never use Frozone. It's always insane to me to see these old characters. Like again, like Merlin. I never bring in Merlin. If Frozone turns invisible at some point here, we know it's his own skill. I don't think it's his own skill. I think maybe Merlin does that as well. I mean, he's a magic user. Maybe he does some of that too. They're both magic users. They have a friendship, for crying out loud. Alright. Let's bring in Jasmine now. We brought in Frozone just for the thumbnail, I would say. I forget where... There she is. So let's bring Jasmine in. Let's see if it's any better, any worse. Oh yeah, we get Raja as well, which maybe also lends to the idea of not bringing her in. Because that is completely orange. And I guess that wouldn't even really work for the orange team either, because then we just have Jasmine being mostly blue. So, I don't know. And again, can Raja turn invisible, or is one of the other characters doing that for Raja? I think it could be Genie doing it, but I have no idea. I guess if someone else is invisible, it's either their own character doing it, or it's Merlin. Seems like we're gonna lose this one. It could just be a tough battle. That's fair. I think Stitch is entirely an attacker character. I don't know if he's doing any of those status effects. We'll bring in Jasmine a couple more times, but I really do think that Raja just ruins the blue entirely. I guess I accidentally made a much better decision than I even realized. All these enemies are blue as well. Did you see that? That was a whole blue screen. I will say, as I usually say, you know, obviously the blue team was never a team intended to work together, as maybe the Inside Out team was intended, or eventually like a Big Hero 6 team would be intended. But the blue team was never meant to go together, especially these specific blue characters. If they happen to work well, it's just a complete coincidence, but that's the fun of this series. Let's just see, like, are these characters doing anything for each other? Is this team working at all? And right now, it's working. No one's dead. And the thing about Raja is he does not count as a character, technically, so he can kind of just sacrifice himself for the rest of us here. I love Raja. I wish he was actually technically a character. Let's bring Frozone back in. Raja's just too orange. I don't remember. There he is. No, wait. That's a cheat. I accidentally clicked on Cora. She would be great for the black team as well. How did I even click on her? Where is she? Oh, right. No! What am I doing? What is wrong with me? That's how I accidentally clicked on Cora. I'm so dumb. Alright, we're going to do a couple more battles and then we will call it good. Some characters die like right off the bat, and that's not necessarily a bad team. I mean, you're never going to get 3 stars that way. Obviously, if I leveled up more, it would be different. But it does seem like most of them are attackers, and Genie has a random chance to do some sort of effect for the team, which would make Genie the best team player. Obviously, every team needs a good attacker. To have too many attackers can kind of be a detriment at some points. Not necessarily all the time. You can put 5 attackers in and just do amazing, you know. Just depends on what you're doing. But I would say this team probably works okay, just not great. Let's do a little bit of an easier one, see how they handle it. So, a pretty good team. Definitely not one that you're going to want to try to work on. Maybe individuals in the team would be good, but overall, not that great. I can't think of any of these characters being in like arena. I barely ever see them in arena, I would say. If that has anything to do with you know, their effectiveness on a team. And I could just be absolutely wrong about that. I don't keep up with the tier lists. Look at the styles of the 4 of them, and then Sadness is just so much more detailed. I mean, the hair, Inside Out's hair was crazy, so obviously that's necessary, but just the details are so much different on all these characters here. Or specifically the 4 and then Sadness. So she stands out in that way. So let's just look at them all one more time. And I do really love how blue it is. Again, there's a little bit of white going on. Frozone's blue is closer to maybe a cyan, or it's very light, maybe a sky blue. But everyone else has got pretty solid blues. Genie is obviously the best blue we've got. But they all really look nice lined up to next to each other as well, I would say. It doesn't always happen that way, but I feel like these guys in particular really line up nicely. I don't have any more to say. If you have any more ideas for any teams I could do, or specifically any characters for another color team. I know I didn't pick I'm sure people suggested certain characters for blue team, and I just made this one on my own. But if someone gives like a spot on listing of what characters I should do for a color team, I will obviously choose that one. But I'm always looking for other ideas as well. It doesn't have to be a specific color, but obviously, you know, thinking about colors, there's going to be a lot that come to mind. And I plan on doing a good amount of color ones as well, so I'm always interested to hear some more suggestions for that. But any ideas you have for more teams, I would love to hear them. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you soon. Goodbye.